A school outcast draws comics so that at least there he can be near his favorite girl and look cool. Soon he meets a schoolgirl with supernatural powers who can give an electric shock to anyone who touches her due to her heart condition. Pong is a school outcast who is not noticed by anyone but the bullies. One day, the boy catches Min's eye as he has a crush on her. The bullies hit the girl with his ball and Pong has to socialize with the girl to apologize for what happened. In the evening, he draws a comic book starring Min, causing him to be late for class. The next morning, he accidentally turns in the wrong notebook and the students read the comic book, learning about his fantasies about Min. A classmate reveals that the notebook was given to the girl by her classmate named Mai, whom no one knows. After class, the guy attacks her, demanding an apology, but the girl tases him and runs away, dropping Feem's stolen photo. In the evening, Pong returns home and plays with electrical appliances, only to realize that he can also electrocute her badly. Angry at Mai, the schoolboy decides to create a comic book dedicated to her. He rushes to school early in the morning and distributes flyers throughout the building so that all the students can read the story of how a girl with supernatural powers tortures people and electrocutes them. Mai finds one of the comic book variants and realizes that Pong is a threat to her. Rushing to find the schoolboy, the girl finds him in the room with the printer and apologizes. Pong is ready to accept the apology, but only if she gives back the stun gun she hit him with yesterday. Determined to provoke the girl into conflict, Pong shows the photo of Feem that she dropped the day before. Mei's heart rate rises and her watch starts beeping. Noticing this, Pong decides to look at the watch and grabs the girl's hand, resulting in a severe electric shock. Mei is disappointed as the guy found out about her secret and realizes that she will have to change schools. Upon returning home, the girl sits all alone as suddenly the lights in the house disappear. After that, the door opens and a hand comes out from under the couch and grabs her leg. Mei does not react to all this horror, as she knows that it is another prank of her parents, training her nervous system and her ability to control her emotions. Mei reports that one of the school children knows her secret and she will have to transfer to another school. Parents support the girl because this is not the first time they have to move to another city. The problem with the generation of electricity appeared in childhood. The girl burned all household appliances and more than once frightened her classmates, taking the life of a fish in the lake and making a group of school children faint during prayer. Mai treated it with understanding, but now she is madly in love with Feem and does not want to go to another school. The next morning, the girl reluctantly goes to school and notices Pong collecting copies of the latest comic book. The bullies treat him disdainfully and ask him to pay for it, but Pong is willing to do anything to make everyone forget about his drawings. A little later, Mei and Pong meet in the backyard of the school. The boy apologizes for his behavior and promises not to tell about the girl's supernatural abilities. He burns a comic book and calms her down, which allows Mai to burn her transfer papers to another school. At some point, the situation gets out of control and a fire starts. Acting promptly, the girl finds a fire extinguisher and extinguishes the hearth of the fire. Pong shows interest in Mei and learns about her abilities, fearing that the schoolgirl may electrocute him. A little later, Mai finds herself on the soccer field and picks up the ball, which was kicked away by Feem, who took a place on the goal. The guy asks the girl to come closer, but she is very nervous, as a result of which her heartbeat goes beyond critical limits. Afraid of electrocuting Feem, Mei runs away, but the guy sets off after her. Noticing that she runs well, Feem invites the girl to practice and asks her to return the soccer ball. Meanwhile, Pong learns that Min has gotten worse due to stress from last night's adult comic book. The guy decides to cheer up the hottie, but she won't listen to the apology and throws the food in the trash. In the evening, Pong goes to Mei's house and asks to electrocute him. The girl ignores the request, but then gives a powerful electric slap when the guy decides to grab her breasts. A while later, he wakes up and sees that the girl's parents have decided to take his life. They have tied the guy to a chair and are about to use tools, but Mai stops her father and mother, begging them not to joke like that again. The family invites the schoolboy over to the table to eat dinner and socialize. A little later, Mei and Pong are washing dishes. The boy is afraid to put his hands in the water at the same time as the girl, as he does not understand under what circumstances she could electrocute him. Mei explains that this is only possible if her pulse rate is over 120 beats per minute. The next morning, Pong persuades the girl to agree to participate in a sports race and pushes her towards Feem. Upon meeting the handsome man, May agrees to run, but is saddened to learn that it is a relay race. During the race, the girl waits for the stick to be handed over and runs to Theme, but notices that her heart rate is over the limit. The stick is metal and the guy could get electrocuted, so May throws it on the grass. Afraid to tell about her ability, the girl asks to switch places with another participant of the race. The other athlete is against this, and they decide to determine the winner of the dispute thanks to the race. Mai overtakes the girl, which causes the athlete to try to bite her hand and gets an electric shock to the jaw. Meanwhile, Pong tries to find a way to get closer to Min. He learns about the girl's inability to gather school children for an athlete support group and tries to solve the problem. Going to the parallel class of nerds, Pong asks them to come to the stadium, but they are only interested in grades. The guy decides to act on the sly and asks his comrade to pose for drawings in order to turn in the work instead of the school children and free them from several classes. In the evening, when it gets too late, Pong and May go to the boyfriend's house. He hopes the girl will help with the drawings by becoming a model and a source of inspiration. May notices a series of notebooks and decides to read them. The guy is against it, but realizes that he has become a hostage of blackmail. Mai studies the comics with interest, in which Pong and Min are always together. She thinks that these stories are very interesting, beautiful, and romantic, so the girl advises to confess her feelings and show all these comics to Min to get her sympathy. After that, Pong draws Theme, but makes him not beautiful enough. Mai tries to fix the drawing and only makes it worse, which makes Pong laugh. The couple realizes that they can be good friends since they have a lot in common. The next morning, Pong meets with the students of a parallel class and asks them to show up at the stadium. They agree, but in order to do so, the guy has to do all the work that interferes with their studies. Agreeing, Pong does sewing and weaving, cooks lunch, and washes desks, hoping that the agreement will be honored. May diligently helps her boyfriend with this and even uses supernatural powers to speed up some of the processes. In the evening, one of the runners decides to steal Theme's stuff while he's in the shower, as he feels sympathy for him. The cheerleaders catch the guy and punish him severely for trying to hurt their favorite. The next morning, the sports competition begins, with 3 teams participating. Min is disappointed by the number of fans, but soon the excellent students from the parallel class appear at the stadium. A relay race begins, in which Mi's team can win an easy victory. Theme tries to pass the stick to the girl, but she is afraid to touch it because of her high heartbeat. Realizing that the stick is about to fall, the guy kicks it and accidentally breaks the girl's nose. May starts running in the wrong direction, but still wins the competition thanks to Pong's provocation, after which she hides from Theme. A little later, a friend visits the girl in the locker room, and she hugs him to express her gratitude. Pong realizes that he has fallen in love with May. Theme offers the girl a personal training session for the weekend, which makes her very nervous and electrocutes everything around her. Pong calms her friend down and promises to work something out so she can go on a date. Realizing that his crush is growing, Pong runs home and convinces himself that he wants to be around Min, not May. On the weekend, Mai puts on makeup before meeting Theme to look more attractive. The girl is afraid to touch the guy, so she bangs her helmet against his back at intersections. Pong decides to act and hands Min the comic book diaries. She is pleased with his attention and likes the comics, but nothing can happen between them as she is in love with another man. The bullies take the opportunity and taunt a sad Pong by painting his face with yellow paint. In the evening, May and Theme are delayed at the stadium because of the rain. The girl is afraid to walk on water since it conducts current well, and the athlete and handsome man just doesn't want to leave her alone. At one point, the guy asks if May is in love with someone. She gets nervous and accidentally electrocutes him. Frightened for the boyfriend's condition, May runs away. Pong visits the girl and tries to talk to her through a closed door. May chases the schoolboy away, but he refuses to leave and starts drawing a comic strip in which she and Theme are together. The romantic comic strip amuses the girl and makes her think positively, resulting in her opening the door and reconciling with Pong. The next morning, Min asks Mai for a private conversation and traps her. The girl finds herself in front of the cheerleader hotties, ready to beat her up for Mai being around Theme. Pong tries to stop them with a fire extinguisher, but the perky girls lay him face down on the pavement. They are ready to beat up Mai, but they are stopped by Theme, who accidentally gets punched in the face. He asks them not to interfere in his personal life and rejects the lovesick Min as she has done a terrible thing. Pong decides to talk to Min and admits that he is amazed at her inhumanity. She used to be kind to the weak and defenseless, but now she has become cruel and uncaring, causing Pong to no longer feel sympathy for her. Meanwhile, Mai tells her secret to Fiend and visually confirms what she said by charging her unplugged phone. Fiend is not intimidated by all this and promises to propose a relationship if they win at the next competition. The next morning, a new race begins in which the gold team is bound to win. Pong suddenly appears at the stadium and declares to Fiend that he will run 100 meters faster than him. The guys run, but Pong loses and asks Mai to stop. The girl can't do that and wins the competition, after which she realizes that she is in love with Pong. Fiend also realized this during the competition because the girl was not looking at him, but at the other guy. A little later, Mai and Pong take hands, deciding to become a couple. At one point, the girl gets aroused and electrocutes the students and teachers.